NA1SS, loud and clear, over.
Okay, very good. Well, let's get started here. We'll go ahead with your first question.
Hi, I am Bianca. Do you know where Hungary is? Over.
Hi, Bianca. Absolutely, right in the heart of Central Europe. It's a beautiful country, and actually, you know, I've passed by your beautiful country about 4,000 times since I've arrived. Over.
Hi, I'm Isa. Do you know any famous Hungarian people or scientists? Over.
Hi, Isabella. Yes, I'm familiar with the physicist Ed Teller. I also know Sławomir Znansky, who is the first. Over.
I am Nora. Have you been on the ISS before? And if so, what's different for you this time? Over.
No, this is actually my first time on the space station. I've been here up for about 7 months. Hopefully I get to be here again in the future, but it's an amazing experience so far. Over.
Hi. Hi, I'm Orshi. What do you do in your free time on the ISS? Over.
You know, I'm lucky to be up here with a lot of people that I am friends with and enjoy working with. So a lot of times we just hang out with each other, especially over dinner. There are 7 astronauts on board the space station right now. Also, in my free time, I like to take a lot of pictures outside the cupola window, and it's a great view of Earth. Over.
Hi, I'm Jombor. How do you celebrate birthdays or special events on the ISS? Over.
Hi, Jombor. So we love to make cakes, and we don't have an oven or the typical things you would have in a kitchen, so we have to be really creative on how we make these cakes, but it's a fun way to surprise our friends when special dates come up, like birthdays or when they reach special milestones. Like for me, I hit my 200-day milestone not too long ago, and my friends were able to surprise me with cake. Over.
Hi, I'm Ava. Did you bring any personal item that's important to you? Over.
Yes, I did. I brought a lot of military insignia that I received that's been important for me. Also photos of my family and little stuffies that belong to my kids. Over.
Hi, I'm Imre. What was the funniest or strangest moment you had on the ISS? Over.
There are so many funny and strange moments on the ISS. I would say one is how easy it is to lose things. Because of microgravity, things just kind of float away. And what's funny is that for some reason, it always seems to reappear around dinner time, and it just kind of floats back into node 1, and it's always a comic relief to find something you've lost. Over.
Hi, I am Dominic. What amazing things have you seen when you looked out the window into space? Over.
I've seen so many things looking out to the stars, but actually the things that I think are more interesting are the things I've seen back on Earth. I've been up here during some amazing, I don't know, amazing is the right word, but just some really impressive hurricanes, and storms, and also seeing beautiful auroras. Over.
Hi, I am Jombor. Which place on Earth do you like to look at the most from space? Over.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, I love when I am going over my hometown in California or over Houston, where my family currently is. But Earth is so beautiful that every part of it is just so amazing to see any time of the day. Over.
Hi, I'm Noel. When did you first really feel that you are in space? Over.
I know, that one is easy. The first time I felt my body be weightless, and I can feel myself floating in my seat in the spacecraft. Over.
Hi, I'm Mercedes. What does it feel like when it suddenly gets dark as the ISS enters Earth's shadow? Over.
It reminds me of just how not only beautiful our solar system is, but also how small we can be at times. We orbit the planet 16 times a day. So I get to see 16 sunrises and sunsets, and so half the time I'm looking out the window, it is very, very dark. Over.
Hi, I'm Ferrand. How does weightlessness affect the human body? How long does it take to get used to it? Over.
There's a lot of changes that happen to the human body, and a lot of them that we actively work against, something like muscle atrophy and bone density loss. But probably the most obvious one is fluid shifts. So a lot of the fluids shift within our body that can make our faces look more puffier, and sometimes can affect our eyesight. It takes about a few days to a week to get used to it. Over.
Hi, I am David. Do you meditate in space, and was it different than on Earth? Over.
I do. I like to have moments where I am just thoughtless, just kind of tending to my own thoughts and how I'm feeling. How is it different on Earth? Well, we're weightless and we're floating, so I think that makes it just a little bit more comforting. Over.
Hi, I'm Roland. What was the most challenging problem on the ISS, and how did you deal with it? Over.
I think the most challenging missions have been when cargo missions have arrived or are about to arrive, and also the spacewalk that we prepared for earlier. I helped prepare 2 of my crewmates get ready for that, and that was very busy. Over.
I'm Chenge. What research are you doing now on the ISS, and how can it help people on Earth? Over.
There is a lot of research we do, everything from studying our own physiology to studying pharmaceuticals that attack cancer. One of the more interesting experiments I've taken part of is studying how we can make more pure crystal forms of medicine that can potentially be used to improve manufacturing methods back on home to create better and more potent medicines. Over.